Alright, so as usual, there's a lot going on right now, and I wanted to make this video just to help keep you informed. But unlike my other videos, I want to be upfront that this one is going to be more of an opinion piece than usual. And that's because I think that what's happening with insurance fees in Jamaica right now deserves a caution, not just an explainer. Here's the number that got my attention. An insurance company that used to pay a flat regulatory fee of $500,000 will now have to pay over $100 million annually. And this is under a new fee schedule from the Financial Services Commission. Industry-wide, this will work out to be something like a $650 million fee increase, and I don't think enough people have connected what that actually means for the cost of living for ordinary households. Now quickly, the chain of events. The government made a withdrawal of $500 million from the FSC's reserves earlier this year. Subsequent to that, the FSC disclosed that it experienced losses exceeding $500 million overall, with roughly $200 million of that tied specifically to the insurance sector. The FSC then went to Parliament for a fee increase, which was gazetted on the 5th of June and is now law for the 2026 annual fees. I want to take some time and just express that we need to be fair for a second, because the FSC really does have a large mandate, and it has, research shows that it has had a long-standing funding problem. It's been supervising an industry that grew from $170 billion in assets to $728 billion in over 18 years. And during the course of that time, they have had a little, if any, growth in staff. And of course, they already experienced a shortfall in funding of about $262 million in the year ending 2025 alone. So they definitely need some sort of financial support. Now, structurally, that's a significant issue, and it actually came up before this whole situation. But knowing that a problem is real when you look at it doesn't mean that every solution to it is a good one. And I think that this particular solution at this particular moment is going to hurt the wrong people. Now, my concern for this is that, 200 times increase in a single regulatory fee doesn't stay with the insurance company that pays it. Companies all over the world that face cost increases are likely to try and recover that through the price that they charge for the good or service that they sell. In this case, it will turn out to be insurance premiums. Now, that's not controversial in the slightest. It's just how pricing works. And this is landing in Jamaica at possibly the worst moment to make insurance more expensive. Jamaica already had a severe underinsurance problem, and opposition spokesman Julian Robinson said it plainly in Parliament. This fee hike is, quote, going to push insurance premiums way out of the reach of most Jamaicans. You really can't deny that. 200% increase is just monumental. Now, I think this is where people need to slow down and take some time and just think about what really happens when insurance gets more expensive. What does that mean for the household budget? What does that mean for the individual? Because it's not just a pie in the sky thing. It's not an abstract event. It's something that has real consequences. If your home, your car, or your life insurance premium goes up, that money has to come from somewhere else in your budget. You could take it from your groceries, transportation, savings, whatever margin you had or thought you had before, that's going to get a hit. Now, that's a direct increase in your cost of living on top of everything else that's already squeezing household budgets. And for anyone already priced at the edge of being able to afford coverage at all, this is the sort of increase that pushes them to just drop it, which doesn't make the underlying risk go away. It just means that the risk sits uninsured on that family. And the next time there's a storm, a car accident, or a death in the family, we're going to see some real bad consequences. The second outcome is the one I'd actually caution people to watch out for. And it's not going to show up, as a dramatic headline anywhere in the news. It's going to sneak its way into the picture, and it's going to be in the form of the renewal notices. People will start letting policies lapse instead of paying the new premium. Households will start to find out the hard way that, when they weren't covered because they couldn't afford it and something happens, it's going to push people on the brink of bankruptcy, if not over the edge. Given that Jamaica was already dangerously uninsured, as I said before, coming out of Hurricane Melissa, October last year, we found that only about 5% of households that were affected were insured. Now, increasing the fee right now will not make it any better, and we can't be casual about it. It really is something that we need to face with. Now, I understand the FSC needs more revenue. I'm not arguing that regulators in the slightest should stay permanently underfunded, as we need the service that they supply. I understand the FSC needed more revenue. I'm not arguing that regulators should stay permanently underfunded, but an industry representative made a point recently, and I think that it was exactly right. The government should have consulted more closely with the industry, so any increase could be phased in a way that limited the impact on both companies and consumers. Now, instead, this seems to have moved almost too quickly, tied to a government cash need without the kind of careful sequencing, and ordinary households are the ones who will absorb the difference. If you're already stretched beyond general cost of living right now, I think it's worth watching your insurance renewal closely over the next few months and not assuming the increase will be small just because the reasoning behind it sounds technical and boring. It won't be boring once it shows up on your bill. Trust me. Now, that's all I have to say for now. I'd like to get your opinion on this one. Has your premium already gone up? By how much? Let me know. That's what's going on. I'll catch you in the next one.